success in this economy. And to help me with that, we're going to have some help from Jim Carrillo and Nancy Lowe. Would you come on up and give us a hand here? Come on.
All right, well, thank you very much for coming today. And when Nancy and I were first brought the idea of an independent business alliance, but first we thought, what do we have to do with an independent business alliance? Well, what do you have to do with an independent business alliance?
Well, I do own an independent local business, so when I hear people talking about independent local business, my ears kind of perk up. But more than that, I've lived in this community for 22 years now. To some of you, that's a very short time, but I feel very committed to the community, and I want to do what's good for the community. And when I started hearing about shopping locally, I thought, wow, that is something I need to know more about, and that I want to help other people know more about. How about you, Jim?
Well, I belong to a group called the Morgan Hill Toastmasters, and most of the folks you're going to see up here today belong to that group. The reason why I'm here is a local independent business owner supports our organization, and it's through their generosity that we're able to meet on a weekly basis. So I can say independent businesses are near and dear to my heart as well. As you were doing your research on independent businesses, what's one of the things that struck out at you as, wow, wouldn't have expected?
One of the big things that really surprised me was how much difference it can make to the local economy for people to just shift a part of their spending to the local businesses. It can make a huge difference in terms of jobs and revenue and income to the community and the financial health of the community in general.
You know, one of the things that I thought was interesting was that in a buy local campaign, sometimes you think it is all about the independent business and that there is no room for any of the large corporations to be involved. And that was absolutely just the opposite case. In a buy local campaign, everybody can be involved. Whether you're a consumer, a business owner, or even the big box stores can help out the local communities. Hopefully through today's presentations, you'll hear some of the ways that we can all help out, and then afterwards you'll be able to share some ideas on what we think we can do with this independent business alliance.
Let me ask you, it's not all doom and gloom, right? We lost Courtesy Chevrolet on Friday, but we're getting Walmart here pretty quick. Isn't that going to help us out? How do we think about that?
Well, it's not all doom and gloom. However, I would like to present what some of the concerns are with the proliferation of what we call big box stores or large national chains. I'm going to start by giving you a scenario. A city wants to increase its tax revenue by increasing retail business through a plan that includes enticing some large stores to come into business here. This, in turn, is going to attract shoppers from neighboring towns, and it will encourage more businesses to set up shop here. The city decides to start by courting a large national chain called, in this scenario, T-Mart. The city offers T-Mart tax incentives, free land, and roads and infrastructure that will be paid for by the local community if they will just open their store here. T-Mart responds positively to the invitation and starts making plans to open up a superstore on a large piece of land just outside of the main part of the town. The citizens of the city are thrilled because now they can get those low prices and they can get them close to home. And T-Mart is going to bring a large number of jobs because it's a huge store, so a lot of people are going to be needed to work there. Because T-Mart is coming, other chain stores are going to want to open their doors nearby. Soon, it's anticipated that the city will have Target, Barnes & Noble, Applebee's, Cheesecake Factory, Staples, Home Depot, and more. The land is graded and prepared for T-Mart. Roads are built so that people can get to it from within and outside of the city. New street lights, traffic signals are put in. Plans are made for a new freeway off-ramp with a huge sign visible to passing cars. And finally, T-Mart arrives. T-Mart's prices are great. Because it's part of a national chain, it can afford to cut prices and sell some items below what other merchants would pay cost for. Every week, their ad lists unbelievably low prices on pages of products. And it's a superstore, so not only does it sell clothing and shoes, housewares and toys, but it also has low prices on office supplies, books, music, hardware, pharmaceuticals, tires, car servicing, and even groceries. People didn't think things could get much better than this, but they are. T-Mart also has a McDonald's, a Starbucks, and a Bank of America right inside the store. People are thrilled that they can take care of their shopping, banking, fast food, and caffeine fix all in one stop. And at the same time, they can get great deals on items that they used to have to pay more for. So they flock in droves to T-Mart. But what the people of the city don't realize is that they're paying lower prices for many products, but there are hidden costs, both economic and cultural. Many of these low prices are the result of T-Mart using manufacturers outside of the United States. Higher demand for cheap products means reduction in numbers of American-made products and potential reduction in American jobs and economy. The majority of T-Mart's employees are paid minimum wage. Most of them are only offered part-time jobs because this keeps T-Mart from having to provide health benefits. The savings on payroll and benefits are one reason for T-Mart's ability to offer low prices. Those jobs that everyone was so happy about do not really provide as much as they'd hoped. The workers are making less than a living wage, and they're without health insurance. In addition, T-Mart doesn't have to pay property tax because it doesn't own the land. This reduces the tax revenues that could potentially have come to the city. Because everybody is going to T-Mart, and later to the other chains that pop up around it, local businesses start losing customers. Within 3 years, the local print shop, a grocery store, 2 clothing stores, a restaurant, and a stationery store closed their doors, leaving vacant spaces downtown. These stores were already facing challenges from the recession, and the additional displacement of business to T-Mart has sent them over the edge. The city has now lost 6 employers who had been good sources of income to the community through wages, goods and services purchased locally, tax revenues, and charitable donations. T-Mart's home base is Texas. It uses the home company's contractors, architects, advertisers, printers, accountants, and other suppliers instead of buying goods and services from local businesses. So most of the money that flows into the store leaves the region instead of strengthening the local economy. If it were a locally owned store, studies show that 3 times as much would have stayed in the area. After 6 years, there are very few businesses left in the downtown area. The region around T-Mart has grown and developed, and when you drive past, you wouldn't know if you were in California, Iowa, or Kansas. It looks just like every other community dominated by big box stores. People of the city start to wonder why they don't feel much of a sense of community anymore. They wonder what happened to the town they knew and loved. They grow nostalgic for the days when they could walk around downtown, have their favorite sandwich at the local deli, fixed just the way they like it, and then go next door and chat with their neighbor, the independent print shop owner, while picking up their print order. They long for the days when their city had its own special identity, and when they felt a strong sense of belonging and pride. To make things worse, an economic impact study shows that the retail development actually created a drain on municipal budgets. That is, it required more in public services such as road maintenance and police than it generated in tax revenues. So not only did they sacrifice some of what made their community unique, but the economic gains they had hoped for did not materialize. This is a bad case scenario, and I'm going to let Phil come and tell us what's coming next.
Thank you.